sun and sing out with your arms stretched open wide. Hello world.
Hey, hello world. Good morning, Gwen. How are you this morning?
I am well. How are you, Matt?
Oh, I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. As you can see, we have Gwen covering for Chloe today. Chloe's fine. Don't worry. She's just got a work thing. She was on the show last week talking about how she had tested positive for COVID, but she's feeling much better. She's doing great. And then like this week, she's not here. So I didn't want people to worry.
No worries. Chloe is doing very well, pumping iron, having a great time.
Yeah, she's getting way more exercise than both Gwen and I are at this point.
100%.
But we're having more fun. So that makes sense. So hello, everyone. Welcome to Hello World. Very excited to have you here this morning, Monday. What is it? August 10th.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Like we're already into the second week of August.
Mid-August.
Yeah, the summer is almost over. Thank the Lord. I am so done with this whole everything. Just the constant dampness that I, have to experience.
Constant dampness. Great name.
Right?
First, a song, an album, what have you.
Yeah, you could use that in your, you can feel free to use that as inspiration for one of your sad girl songs. If
Thank you.
So what have you been doing, Gwen? Yes.
That's going to be my stage name, Constant Dampness.
Oh, Constance Dampness.
Constance Dampness.
That's a good one. That's a good one. A little gross, but
it is a little gross.
I do want to say real quick, hi to Mike, who is running the show from the back. So thank you very much, Mike, for doing all that you do. Who evidently biked like 27 miles. The other day. He is not Olympia Dukakis. As much as I would love to have Olympia Dukakis running the show from the backstage, I would think if we had her here, we'd want her on camera.
Listen, the moment Olivia Dukakis is available, you're out, Mike. You're out.
Actually, you gotta be careful. Mike's quick with the retorts.
He is. Mike is much quicker than I am at this hour of the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's been up since like 5. Just getting ready to go. The man, I think, sleeps maybe 30 minutes a night, like Einstein.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open, Mike.
Ready to go.
Good morning.
Good morning. So tell us, Gwen, what have you been? You were on the show a few weeks ago, doing your sad girl songs, which were so good.
Thank you.
What have you been doing? What have you been doing since then?
I've been doing a lot of writing and a lot of recording. I'm hoping to in the fall turn out a album and a recording online of a sad girl song show, which is very exciting.
Very exciting for that. Yeah, that'll be great.
And soon, in the next few weeks, I have coming out a few things. One is a recording of a couple sad girl songs with some other wonderful feminist musical satirists, Nora Panahi and Jeff Cole, and accompanied by Jonah Garcia. And that's going to be a show of a bunch of our different songs put together. We filmed it in my backyard, and we're calling it a Feminist Threesome.
Oh, I love that. That sounds like so much fun. I can't wait to see that.
It is.
Also, you're doing something on 2MB Studios, are you not?
I am. So something I'm really excited for is my show, formerly known as the Baking Challenge. I'm sorry, my dog is dreaming, and she is in her sleep. And oh my god,
I love that so much.
Amazing. What a true joy. Well, the formerly known as the Baking Challenge is coming back. Julie and I are back.
Yeah.
We're going to be every third Sunday on 2MB Studios running what we're now calling the Great Baking Bash. And it's going to be a big baking party. So we'll have an announcement about it coming out soon, but I'm going to announce it to you here.
We just announced it. Yeah.
We just announced it that you can submit. Yes. So you can submit a video of yourself baking or a picture of yourself baking.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do anything from bake an amazing biscotti like I've seen Lauren Chapman doing. Or, yes, we have a contestant in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that and Carolyn, they're not just a contestant for your show, but they're one of the contestants on Mind Over Manor that was last Thursday, and they did fantastic on that show.
Great show.
That's a great show. Yeah, it's just baking, Booth. It's just baking.
Yeah, it's just baking. We have had people do all sorts of things. Bridget Copes did a performance art piece where she decorated her face with fondant. We've had someone do a spoken word piece about their attempt at making a pancake. I mean, anything you send us, we are thrilled to see.
Can I just say pancakes are my nemesis in the kitchen? Like, I can do French toast. I love French toast. But the last time I made pancakes, I ended up, I like threw it all away. I was just like, it's one of those times when you like throw up your hands and you're like, I'm done.
No more.
Yeah. I just couldn't get it. Like, you need a griddle for pancakes and you need, and I don't have one. It's just hard.
Question for you then.
Yeah.
So if you had to rank, and there are caveats to this question, but I'm going to put the question sans caveat to you first.
Okay.
If you had to rank French toast, pancakes, cinnamon rolls, and waffles, how would you rank?
Oh, geez. This is the hardest question that I've ever had to answer in my entire life.
And I'm looking at you, chat. I'm looking at you to tell me how you feel.
Yeah. Let's also get that in the chat as well. But for me personally, I would go probably French toast, cinnamon rolls, waffles, and then pancakes. But pancakes is like a distant fourth to waffles. Like, I love waffles.
Waffles are so good. So now here's the caveat to it, and then I'll answer mine. The caveat is, I'm now going to throw in there that not all pancakes are the same. I'm going to give you berry pancakes, chocolate chip pancakes, and banana pancakes as their own separate things.
Yeah, none of them.
They don't.
None of them. I don't like chocolate chip pancakes. I think chocolate chip pancakes it's too much. Like, it's the classic case of putting all the good things together, right? Because I like plain pancakes with butter and syrup. That's what I like. And waffles are the freak, especially if you can make them yourself. Especially if you have a waffle maker that you can just and get them like straight from your oh my goodness. There's a place in have you been to S&S Diner in Union Square?
Yeah. Just like yeah.
They do a croissant French toast that is out of this world.
Oh my God.
So good.
People are giving us the best suggestions right now. I want to just shout out a few of them. Crepes came up, which, you know what? That's my bad.
Crepes are so much better than pancakes.
Crepes should absolutely be on that list. Rolls, I say crepes. And we have some strong opinions. Some people say no chocolate for breakfast, to which I say don't judge me.
Well, I think you could have I like a little bit of chocolate. Like I don't mind little bits of chocolate in my food. Maybe a chocolate covered strawberry is always nice for to have on a brunch table,
How about a chocolate croissant, a pain au chocolat French toast?
Once again, I think that's too much. I think you've added too many things.
To me, a banana pancake and a fruit pancake are miles away from either a plain pancake or a chocolate chip pancake. They are different beasts.
Yeah, I do like blueberry pancakes. Had somebody mentioned blueberry pancakes. I do. Blueberry pancakes are very, very tasty. But then it's like, nah, I'm getting too much fruit. Like I want my bread covered in. I want a cake with butter, and that is far too much. That makes my heart burn just looking at it.
I've been making, speaking of things that look like that, I've been making brownie waffles, and that has been the best.
With ice cream, and that's a dessert right there. Once you hit chocolate like that, it's more of a dessert.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I don't think I would eat the brownie waffles for breakfast. I think I would feel a little weird about that, but.
Yeah. Well, I hate to just hard left turn here. I love breakfast talk. It sucks when I haven't really had breakfast. I've had my coffee. I got up and made smoothies this morning because I'm an adult over 40. So that's a thing that we do. Is make smoothies with acai berries.
Look at you getting those antioxidants in.
It was a puree. Trader Joe's does a frozen acai berry puree. Yeah, it's great. Could talk about this all day. But I want to get to our fact of the day because it's kind of a cool one today. On this date, back in 1993, the year before I graduated high school, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was sworn in as the Supreme Court Justice. Yeah. Yes. Notorious RBG. Still going strong. Hang in there, RBG.
Hang in there.
We need you. So that's our fact for the day, and our question. I always do a question that relates to the fact.
I watch the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're a fan. You watch the show. So here's the question: who is the only president to sit on the Supreme Court? Of all the presidents we've had, only one has sat on the Supreme Court. So don't answer now. I know your brain's a turning, but we will reveal that answer at the end of the show. We got to make you stick around, or you could just Google it and be done with it and move along your day. But please don't stick around. Watch the show, because if you left now, you would miss our very first guest, which I'm very excited to have on. This is our first international guest. Hello World is now an international show. We have reached across the pond and found a friend in April Singley. April, welcome to the show. Hi.
Hi. Hello. Good morning or afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, because it's what 2:30 over there.
Yeah. No, I thought it was very apt earlier when you guys were tapping into the constant dampness that you then phoned someone over in England, because that's what we got.
Yeah. Only there it's just rain all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's is it really humid over there as well? Is it just gross, sticky humid?
You know what? The past few days it has been disgusting, really gross. Probably 34 degrees, which is 80s Fahrenheit, and humid.
Yeah. It's gross.
Now,
it's disgusting.
April, how long have you been over in the UK?
I have been here a little over a year. Smack dab in the middle.
I'm really excited to talk about what you're doing over there. This is something that hits very near and dear to both Gwen and I's hearts. So tell our beloved fans what you do over there.
I am pursuing the illustrious profession of classical acting, lots and lots of Shakespeare, as an MFA student at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Very
Classical theater.
Classical theater. Lots and lots of Billy Shakes.
So you're doing lots of Billy Shakes. Who else are you doing what other playwrights are you working with as well?
So we've done some David Hare. And we've done Ibsen and Chekhov.
Okay. I know those two. I know two of the three. I'm still like I got a bachelor's degree in theater. I need to recognize at least two of the three.
You checked them off,
Boom, boom.
No one else is done.
College is basically paid for itself now. So,
yeah, I wish.
But you're doing a majority of Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's specializes in the British tradition. So people like the aforementioned David Hare, he's a British playwright, so not a lot of Americans have heard of him because I don't think he's really jumped the pond as much. So yeah, it's a lot of dead British guys.
Yeah.
April, I have to say, I know you've only been there a year, but you've already become so English and charming. When you said jump the pond, I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's really weird because there are days, because we are trained in, we have classes just in accents, but then we're trained like all day to be in RP, primarily RP. So there are weeks, months at a time where cumulatively I have to spend so much more time in an accent that's not my own, which is a strange feeling because I thought that I would get on here and I'd slip back into Boston Kid, kind of like I do when I talk to my parents, you know, but that actually is feeling foreign to me now.
For those of our audience who may not know, what is RP?
Yeah, I mean, we know what it means. Obviously,
we know what it means.
But for everyone else, what is RP?
RP is received pronunciation. It's kind of the British accents that you hear like on the BBC and like The Crown. When you watch The Crown, it's just that kind of, it's not like one of the hundreds of accents that Britain actually has. It's a made up fake accent that Britain has kind of stamped as like, yep, we're making this accent up. No one actually speaks this way, but you have to.
Kind of like isn't it Mid-Atlantic?
Yeah.
Like a conglomeration of a lot of different things, but it just kind of sounds like you're some sort of higher up person than you actually are.
Yeah,
that's 100%. Yeah, that's exactly it.
So, what other accents have you found that you've had to like have been challenging, like that you've had to like talk in for the day, or the week, or the month, or the
fucking Yorkshire?
Oh my goodness!
Fucking Yorkshire! Cannot. Sean Bean, like I have listened to so much Sean Bean trying to get his the back of the throat, you know, speaking like that. Cannot do a Yorkshire. It's so hard.
Sean Bean, you just got to die a couple of times, and then that's what gets that accent. You get shot with enough arrows. With Sean Bean, has been shot with a lot of arrows.
Yeah, and did you see, what was it, Frankenstein?
Oh, he was in a Frankenstein movie? No.
Wasn't it called Frankenstein? No. I think it was.
Was it? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, I just
lying.
I you know, there's Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, and you know, he's also the narrator on one of my favorite video games, Civilization 6. He's like the voice actor that narrates all the little bits in that game. Sorry, nerding out there a little bit.
What is it for, other than nerding out?
That's very, very true. So April, what is let's see, what is one of like the best like projects you've done over there in like your training?
Yeah. Well, it hasn't happened yet because lockdown happened. Well, maybe this is. But we're supposed to be doing Hamlet right now.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to be playing Hamlet.
Really?
Uh,
Oh, fantastic.
But lockdown has happened, so they made us do like independent, like all of our classes that we were like in the studio doing have now had to be done virtually. Like, how do you do an acting class over Zoom? Or it's a trip. So we have like major projects that we're supposed to do, like one woman shows or one person shows. So I did one person videoed performance playing myself as Harry Hotspur to opposite myself and edit it together playing his wife, Kate, and did that in the same scene. I researched the impact of cross-gender casting on the actor. So I got to talk to actors from the RC and a couple from Boston, just kind of on their experiences of playing cross-gender, which was really cool. And then play male and female opposite myself.
Interesting.
Which was very cool.
That's fantastic.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and is that something that people can see, or is that something that you have not? It was just for like school.
It was for school, but I will be probably posting it online once I get my assessment back from it, which should be in a couple of weeks.
Oh, fantastic. Well, as soon as you get that posted, I would love to see that.
Great.
So what's been the most challenging part about doing Hamlet, other than the fact that, of course, it's Hamlet, one of the heaviest of the shows?
Yeah.
I mean, the show itself is what? Well, I think we talked about this in our fact of the day a few weeks ago, that Hamlet is the longest play, being like in its entirety like 4.5 hours long, as opposed to the shortest play, which I believe is I have it.
I think it's Comedy Bears.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Which is also the only of Shakespeare's play that mentions the Americas by name.
Oh,
little tidbit, little fact for you.
How about that? How about that? We all learned something today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So what's been the most challenging part of it for you?
Well, I think the challenge is that because of the pandemic, we're meant to be doing it live now. We're going to be doing it as a live stream performance in studio in a couple of months. But even then, we're meant to do social distancing as we're doing, and we cannot have an audience. That's why we're live streaming it. So I think not being able to like touch your scene partner or like go within 2 feet of them is a huge challenge, because I don't think Shakespeare thought of that. Because I mean, in his day, if they had a pandemic or if there was, the plague going, they were like, oh, we'll just shut the theater down for a couple weeks, but no one's wearing masks. People aren't social distancing. It'll just wear itself out, and we'll still do Hamlet.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Yeah. I love that. During one of the plague outbreaks, that's when Shakespeare wrote his sonnets. He's like, oh, I can't go outside. I can't do shows, so I'll just sit here and write poems.
Pay child support somehow,
Yeah,
he really did.
I'm curious just what the experience has been like for you, being in quarantine across the pond as it is. And if there are any noticeable differences, or what your experience has been like.
Yeah, well, it's hard to comment on differences because I haven't been home in so long before this. But from what I hear, I think everybody is just trying their best to keep everything as safe as possible. I think I will say, and this may be controversial, but I really enjoy having a national healthcare system. Because I can get testing. If I feel ill, I don't have to worry about, coughing up hundreds of quid to go and see a doctor that I have to pay back later. But also I feel like there's something cool about the government who is invested, even if it's for financial reasons, it's in their best interest to see us healthy. And when I was in America, that was not my personal experience. You know, it's just like, I'm going to make more money off her if she's sick, because then I have all these prescriptions, and, you know, I can charge X amount of money for that. So I think one of the nice things that I've been able to appreciate is having an NHS. And I think that the pandemic is one of the things that's really brought that to light. But I think what I think is very similar is that people here are obviously in lockdown, and people in America are in lockdown. So everybody's hopping on Zoom. So one of the nice things that I think that's happening is, like, even getting a chance to talk to you guys now, it's just like those barriers and that distance is kind of crossed just because everybody's using technology. So I feel like people are reaching out and talking to people much more. And I think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, if there has to be a silver lining, which I feel like we need to focus on that, right? We should try to focus on at least a little bit of the positive, right? It makes like this kind of interaction so much easier with having the Zoom and having the technology. You know, if this were to happen when I was in college, or even before that, you know, in the early 90s, you know, I don't know what I would have done without having all of this, so I can like reach out to people and interact and have a little bit of a creative outlet. So speaking of creative outlet, I hear that you've possibly prepared a little bit of a monologue for us that you'll.
Yeah. So I cannot decide which one to do.
Okay. I love that. I love that you. Like, when I have to memorize a monologue, I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
I don't know what to choose. I've got so many in my head.
I know. I feel like for those Shakespeare nerds out there, would you like a song of good life, or would you like a song of sad life? I think, or a song of love, or a song of good life.
Song of love or song of good life. Let's do good life.
Good life.
Do a song of good life.
Good life. Okay. All right. How about a little bit of Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah.
I do love that.
So obviously I'm missing my Juliet. So I thought I would use my pussy. 1 second.
This show is.
That's
no. Oh yes.
my constant thought, to be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the words here that is used in a very different context.
Oh, I completely get that.
But can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
she looks so comfortable.
I know. But I thought maybe I could have her on her little balcony.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, I do
See,
love that.
this is my thought process.
It's well thought out. It's a well constructed.
Thank you. Actually, I came up with it on the spot, so I don't know if I get points for that.
You definitely get improv points. Well done.
Yeah. This is now improvised.
I'm gonna turn on another light, and I'm still in shadow. But that's great, because if I fuck up, then I'll just be in silhouette.
And you've got Billy Shakes there on your shirt too. I love.
I thought I would represent.
No, you're doing great.
All right. A little bit of, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off! Oh, it is my lady! Oh, it is my love! Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. Speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she doth lean her paw upon her cheek? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's so nice to just like it. I just love how it flows, and you just have such a wonderful grasp of it, and the way that you use those words is just wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
April.
Thank you,
Countess, for
Yes.
for being there. So April, you are on Instagram and
I am.
the Twitter, yes.
I
Or no,
am.
Are you just on? Are you on both? Yes.
I am on both. I am. I hardly use them, but I'm on there.
Yeah. So if you want to reach out and see April do more Shakespeare, maybe I think she puts it up on the Instagram every once in a while. I know you've done a couple monologues on Instagram.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So you can check that out at April Singley. Yes.
At April. Yes.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much, April, for joining us today, and have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
Thank you. You too.
Bravo!
Bye.
I think you know him.
Oh, I don't. Who's that? Who's that?
I don't know. Some stalker, I think.
Just my boyfriend.
Just your boyfriend, who hopefully we'll have on the show in a couple of weeks, talking about a project that he's working on. But that is for another time. Thank you so much, April. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I love hearing Shakespeare. I love hearing like good, well performed Shakespeare. So
Yeah.
You know, Gwen, one thing I absolutely forgot to do at the start because I was so in.
Oh no, I can't hear you anymore. I don't know if other people can or if it's just me.
I
Hello,
don't think so.
There we are.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, sometimes, technology's not the best.
Sometimes.
So we forgot to do birthdays. So I need to set out some birthdays because we got some good birthdays this week.
Let's set up.
So before we bring out our next guest, I want to just quick shout out some birthdays. Today, Antonio Banderas. It is his birthday. So happy birthday, Antonio. Riddick Bowe, who is a heavyweight boxing champion. It's his birthday today. Tomorrow, Chris Hemsworth and Joe Rogan. Wednesday, Anthony Ray, aka Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yes, it is his birthday then. And then Thursday, everybody's favorite winter soldier, Sebastian Stan. And then Friday, two very, very funny people and two icons in the comedy world, I think, Steve Martin and Gary Larson, creator of The Far Side.
Oh my God.
Birthday on Friday. Oh my goodness. The Far Side was like my thing when I was a kid. My parents would always get me a Far Side calendar every Christmas. They would get me like one of those 365 calendars that's horrible for the environment, where you just tear off the until they stop making them. But it was I looked forward to it. I would always look at all the days. I would sit there on Christmas and just go through all of the days.
And then have no surprises for the rest of the year.
Yeah. And that was fine. I mean, I would forget about them and revisit them. But yeah, no. Gary Larson recently started a Far Side website that's got all the Far Sides on there, and it's very, very fun if you are into that kind of humor.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah,
check that out. One thing I wanted to mention, Matt, was that we run an improvised Shakespeare class.
Oh, we do.
We do. In fact, we do, Matt. I know it's a surprise to you.
Yeah,
we do. And we're ending our first round of classes, and we're starting another round of our 101 class and a continuation of 201 class So if you're interested in that, I'll be putting up information about that. If you search Facebook for Gwen and Julie Comedy, I'll link it there. Yes, we've got some students in the chat. So
wonderful. Yeah, and you're also teaching a class. You also teach an acting for improv class. Yeah, you're doing that in. Are you doing that in with Michelle Gilliam?
Yeah, with Michelle Gilliam at MKE Improv, and that starts tonight.
Fantastic. Yeah, she was on the show. Was it last week? No, week before last.
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, she was on the show.
Yeah, I see kids asking about minimum requirements, and for the 101 class, no minimum requirement. It's a lot about language. So come on in. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the show, we'll toss up an email or something that you can email any questions. But now we have a returning guest. This is actually our first returning guest, which I'm very excited about. Let's bring back Hannah Rose Baker. Hannah, hi.
Hey, and I apologize. Of course, right before I was supposed to play, my computer started freaking out. I now know what Shakespeare would sound like if performed by a robot, because that was what the audio that was coming through for me was. It was terrifying. I wish I could have seen. I'm going to have to rewatch the show to see the original, but I have switched to my phone, and the headphone jack is awkwardly placed such that I'm askance like this. So, quarantine, baby.
Hey, you know what? This is we're doing a live show.
Yeah.
And I love that this is that live element. You never know what's going to happen.
Indeed.
But we're going to make it work.
We are.
Hannah, what have you been up to since last we spoke?
What have I been up to? I have I think I talked a little bit about writing children's books last time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making some progress on that, which has been fun. I
strikeout that
have become now my computer is playing baseball. I don't know what is happening, y'all.
Is your children's book about baseball?
It is not about baseball. Okay.
Wendell, a triple and a base hit. 2 for 2.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
This is
and a base hit. Wowie.
This is exciting stuff right now.
Oh my god. Okay, let's try something different here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh good lord.
The chat is
Mike with the quip.
All right. Okay. Apparently one of the things I've not been doing during quarantine is improving my technological skills.
I mean, you got to do that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to play for us today, Hannah?
I want to play for you one of my favorite songs that my mom used to sing to me when I was little. That it was made famous by John Denver, but is actually from a movie called Advance to the Rear, which is a comedy about Confederate soldiers. Maybe questionable choice. I don't think a lot of people know that the song comes from that movie, and I just think it's really hilarious. But this is Today. Well, it's just usually called Today, but it's Today While the Blossoms Still Cling to the Vine.
Ooh.
Yeah. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows will all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that were mine today. And now my page is flipping up. It's so great. I'm so prepared, you guys.
It sounds great.
It's amazing.
I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow may bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. Million tomorrows will all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that were mine today. I can't be contented with yesterday's glories. I can't live on the promises, winter to spring. Today is my moment, and now is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. Million tomorrows will all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that were mine today. Today.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. It is a very pretty song. I like that. Sounds like a wonderful like lullaby, or
Yeah.
just like I imagine like your mom singing that to you, and that makes my heart all warm.
I know. It's a good one. I like it. I've been playing it a lot during quarantine.
Yeah.
Stay happy.
Speaking of mothers, I think my mom is watching today.
Oh.
So I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Fear, my
Nice.
mother. Hi, Mom. So let's see. Are you gonna play one more for us? Yeah.
I'm gonna play one more for you. I prepared a special song for you, Matt. Which is a song that I love that I keep wanting to perform. And this is the bowling song from Raffi and Asleep at the Wheel.
Fantastic. Let's hear it.
I like to go bowling with my friend Bert, with my bowling ball and my bowling shirt, to roll the ball down the lane. On a good day, I'll get a few strikes, maybe some spares, that's what I like. Bowling is my kind of game. I aim for the 1 pin, 2 pin, 3 pin, 4 pin, 5 pins down the lane. With a boom and a bang, they hit the floor and I roll the ball again. I like to go bowling with my friend Bert, with my bowling ball and my bowling shirt. Like to roll the ball down the lane. On a good day, I'll get a few strikes, maybe some spares, that's what I like. Bowling is my kind of game. I aim for the 1 pin, 2 pin, 3 pin, 4 pin, 5 pins down the lane. With boom and bang, they hit the floor and I roll the ball again. Like to go bowling with my friend Bert, with my bowling ball and my bowling shirt. I like to roll the ball down the lane. On a good day, I get a few strikes, maybe some spares, that's what I like. Bowling is my kind of game. Bowling is my kind of game. Bowling is my kind of game.
Yeah, fantastic. I love bowling. I miss bowling.
I definitely miss bowling. Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to go back. The one thing that really, when I moved out here to the East Coast, y'all are real big into your candle pin bowling out here. I'm not a. I don't like candle. I don't like a ball that size is for skee ball, not for bowling.
My God! Destruction if you skee balled with a candle pin bowling ball.
Oh.
Carnage.
Yeah. I mean, the holes would have to be bigger, obviously.
Yeah, that's
but it does. It feels to me more like I can't handle the candle. You're not wrong.
That's right, Beth.
I've done it once. First of all, the scoring is all jacked up. Like it's a weird scoring system. It's not the same scoring system as regular bowling. But yeah, give me the 10 pin. Thank you so much, Hannah, for joining us. It was so good to see her, and so good to I love that. I love guitar music. I just love live guitar music. There's something about it.
It's so nice to hear music in this time. And see people making music.
Absolutely, very much, very much. So, I mean, we're getting towards the end of our show, Gwen. It's just been a wonderful day. It's like so many happy people, some good conversation. We do need to do our let's see the answer to our trivia question.
We do.
We also need to do. We haven't done a what you watching in a while.
That would be great.
And I want to talk about that real quick. We were gonna do this with Chloe. Oh man, I blanked. You've been here for 45 minutes, and I've already blanked on Chloe's name.
You know what?
I'm sorry, Chloe. I love you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chloe. But we love Chloe. We're excited she'll be back next week.
She will be
Now,
back.
is it okay if I bend the rules of what you watching a little bit?
I mean, we don't really have any rules for them, so you're just establishing rules.
That's good, because
Okay.
I do tend to be a rule breaker. So I would love to do a what you reading.
Oh, that's a little too. That we've already had our culture with Shakespeare. We don't need to get into reading. No, go ahead. What you reading, Gwen?
So what I'm reading is this book. It's called Back to Troy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at Mike. Mike, what a
You're
treasure.
so fast.
You know what?
Fast.
Olivia Dukakis, I take it back. I take it back.
Olivia,
No one
who's
can
Olivia
be like
Dukakis? Who's Olivia Dukakis?
Olivia, is that not her
No,
name?
it's Olympia.
Olympia. Well, you know what? I've already forgotten her name because Mike is so charming. So anyways, I'm reading Back to Troy, which is a new mystery novel. I love mystery novels. By a writer named Maki Matsui, who actually was a musician who was getting her master's when I was getting my undergrad. And she wrote this amazing, like very fun kind of modern noir. And the writing is just different from anything I've ever read. And I'm finding it fascinating. I'm 50 pages in and I like cannot stop. So it's on Amazon. If anyone wants to check it out, there's a Kindle version and a paperback. Back to Troy. Highly recommend.
Back to Troy. Fantastic. I've been so bad about like reading book. Like I need to get back into reading, but there's so much on the streaming services that I've been sucked into so many shows right now that I have a lot of that going on. Chloe got me on this show called Cursed, which is on Netflix, which is kind of a Arthurian legend kind of show. Where it talks about the main character Nimue is the lady in the lake. Basically, it's the story of the lady of the lake and how the Excalibur got into the lake to begin with, and all that good stuff. It's got one of the Skarsgård brothers as Merlin. Not one of the ones that you would know. Not Eric from True Blood, and not the guy from the Marvel movies, but one of the other Skarsgård brothers is in it. He's very, very good as Merlin. Random Skarsgård, that's his name. Yes, his first name is Random. There's so many of them that they just got lazy naming them after a while.
I would love to see like a group. I would watch a show or a podcast that was a group of the other brothers, like the other Baldwin brother, the other Wahlberger brother, others.
Yeah, no, the Skarsgårds are basically like a better version of the Baldwins. Like they're all so talented. One of them is in Castle Rock on Hulu, which is the Stephen King show. He also played Pennywise in the It films that came out. But there's very 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 good. Cursed is very good. I'm also watching Harley Quinn, the DC Harley Quinn cartoon on HBO Max, which it's been a while since I've watched a cartoon. I love that you bring up a book and I bring up a cartoon.
I love that. That's
I mean,
us in a nutshell.
that's pretty much. But when a cartoon drops the F-bomb like 5 times in the first minute and a half, it's going to be a good cartoon. So it's fantastic. The voice acting is unbelievable. It's got Alan Tudyk as one of the voices. The woman who played Penny in Big Bang Theory is the voice of Harley. It's just got a lot of like good comedians and good voice actors in that show. So definitely check that out. And then next week, Chloe and I are going to have a big in-depth conversation about the Golden Girls because that's all on Netflix too. And the Golden Girls, fantastic. But we're not going to talk about them. I feel like if we talk about them, then Chloe and I won't be able to talk about them next week.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. I'm going to have to watch that because I have only watched like one episode of the Golden Girls.
Oh, okay. Well, you're put the book down.
I'll put the book
Put the
down.
book down. Get on Netflix and watch all the Golden Girls. It's fantastic. There's just some of the funniest people in the world are on that show, and it still holds up for the most part. Like,
wow.
yeah, for the most part, it still holds up.
Check it out.
So we have one final order of business before we say adieu for another week. And that is our trivia question. The question was, who is the only president to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court? And I don't know if anyone got it in the chat, but it was William Howard Taft.
Oh,
Look at that guy.
Buff, look at you.
That guy.
Coming in right under the wire. Buff gave.
Well, Buff knows all of. Buff is our trivia expert. So, like, if he doesn't get it, then I know that it was a really hard trivia question.
That's our goal now.
He's kind of our litmus test of trivia. So yes, William Howard Taft, only president that has ever sat on the Supreme Court. So that's our show. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. On 2MB Studios this week, we've got so many shows. We're still doing so many shows this week. We've got a new show coming out on Wednesday called Honorable Mentions with our very own Rachel Jane Andelman talking about Twitter, which is she knows her Twitter, and she's going to be there she is. Hi, Rachel. She's going to be doing her thing on Twitter and telling us about it, which I'm very excited to watch because I know very little about Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it because I'm not sure how to. So hopefully I'll learn something from that.
Yeah, we're all just learning.
Yeah,
we're all just learning.
Then tomorrow night we have let's see, that's Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, we have the Boy Detectives are back.
Oh, so fun.
Last week's show was such a good time. I don't know much about sports or football players or anything, but they did last week. They did the handsome draft, and they drafted, I would say, one of the most handsome football teams I've ever seen.
100%. I love, I'm not a big sports person, but it's so fun. It's such a fun show.
Yeah. And this week they're doing the opposite side of the coin. This week they're doing the ugly draft. So it is going to be, it's going to be interesting. And then we have another fantastic lineup for interesting points following that show tomorrow night. We had a little bit of a technical issues with it last week because I'm running the tech and I'm not as good as Mike is. Mike is profesh.
There's only one person who comes even close, and you know who that is.
Julie.
Olympia Dukakis.
Oh, I was going to say his wife, Julie.
Well, let's not pit them against each other. Can you compare the moon to the sun?
You can't.
I mean, I guess that's a bad comparison. The sun is
yeah, who's the moon and who's the sun there, Gwen?
Yeah.
There's a yeah, you're going to get into that.
I am.
So that is, let's see. So Wednesday night or Tuesday night, interesting points. Wednesday, honorable mention.
Yes.
Let's see. Thursday night, we're going to be simulcasting Quarantine Action Wrestling. And then Friday, we're going to be back for some jackboxing. We're going to be doing going to be playing some jackboxing. And you're going to be joining us on
I
Friday.
am. I'm going to be making up some dumb stuff with some very fun people.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's going to be a really fun show. So keep it right here on 2MB Studios. If you would do us the kindness of hitting that follow button, and if you really like us and really want to support that channel and all the great stuff we're trying to do in these uncertain times, you can hit that subscribe button. Now you can subscribe at like I think the tier 1 is $4.99 a month, or you can use your Amazon Prime. And everybody that has Amazon Prime also has a free Amazon or has a free Twitch Prime subscription that you can use to support the channel of your choosing. So if you use that to support 2MB Studios, that would be amazing. And
I love that.
We would love you for it.
I see Benny Skur is posting that Next Prospect is coming on Saturday.
Yes. Oh,
what a great show.
Yeah. It's our first Saturday show. Thank you, Benny Skur, for bringing that up. We're bringing that show over. Which, if you haven't seen that show, I mean, John Serpico is a treasure, and he really knows how to run a campaign. And it's got such a funny cast. Kaylee Kane, who's been on the show, is on that cast. So many other funny people. But definitely check that out Saturday at 8. So that is going to be a great time. We'll post more about that on our Facebook group. So until next week, friends, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next Monday. Thanks a lot, Gwen. And
thank you for having me.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Open up your window, let the sun in. Lift